They had to hold his arm, hold both arms, and hold both legs and shit for Jack Black to get up in that nigga and for them to take turns that boy. They all want to partake in the Thanksgiving. Pilgrim, I don't get down like that. He said, you gonna get down like that today? But well, I was around, it never happened.
Fear. The word fear. This is a word that as a majority of men of every demographic or every race, this word fear is frowned upon. You know, because all men are so supposed to be alpha males, you know, tough guys, etc. So how dare the word fear comes into play when it comes to describing you as a man. But is fear always a bad thing? Can it be good? Can it be healthy? To answer that question, there's a such thing labeled as a healthy fear. You see, what a healthy fear basically, or what would be placed under this category, is trying to prevent like certain health issues of fear in having high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes. The fear of that is a healthy fear. So it's okay to be afraid. And if you can't admit that you've ever had any type of fear right now as an adult male, if you're stating that you've never had fear, period, even as a child, is obviously lying. Now, there's also another type of fear. And this is the fear that I believe society frowns upon. Like say, for instance, as a kid, and I want you to think about the biggest fears you had as a kid. As a kid, I had 3 things that for some odd reason I feared, really scared of. Those 3 things were, first, clowns. I just always felt like it's weird for a grown man to put paint on his face, makeup on his face, and jump around and do tricks at children's birthday parties. The next fear that I had, I'm embarrassed, but Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was always different, and that's obvious to us now. But as a kid, he just freaked me out. And the music video Thriller did nothing to help with that fear. If anything, it made it worse. And that third fear, and it's the dumbest of them all, doll babies. I don't know why. It could have been because of the movie Chucky, but it's like out of the blue, I started being so afraid of doll babies. And I just grew out of that. Now, obviously, at this point, I'm pretty sure that you might have caught on that this video is going to be based on the topic of some type of fear. But this type of fear, I believe that 100% of heterosexual men would fear this ever happen. And they'll rather be dead than live with the fact of this happening. Welcome back to the Guardian File. Make sure you hit that like and sub button. In this video, we're going to take a deep analysis of this type of fear that I believe every single man, heterosexual man, has. Now let's talk about it.
They had to hold his arm, hold both arms, and hold both legs and shit for Jack Black to get up in that nigga and for them to take turns that boy. They all want to partake in the Thanksgiving. Pilgrim, I don't get down like that. He said, you gonna get down like that today? But
Now, this hasn't always been my fear, but for the past 18, 19, 20 years of me working in corrections, this went from about number 10 on my fear list all the way up to number 1, or maybe even 2, because there's another one that goes right along with it. These 2 things work hand in hand. Now, the clip that I'm going to give my commentary on is from YouTube page Prison Stories 101. And this interview, Prison Stories 101, is interviewing Ice Gizzle or Gizzle, one of them. With all due respect, I hate getting people's name wrong, but it's either one of those. Now, Ice Gizzle, is a former inmate. Former inmate who did 3 bids. His most recent one that he just got out was 11 years. The one before that, 6 years. The one before that, 5 years. Now I have this question. Does it mean that you enjoy spending so much time with people of the same sex if you continue to do the same things or different things that can get you locked up? You continue to do these things. Respectfully, if it was any other subject, we will be saying that the person enjoyed the end result that they got from it, or they would stop. But I digress. Now, Mr. Ice Gizzle, obviously has experience being locked up, being in a prison setting, with way more knowledge pertaining to what happens than myself as a correctional officer. So, this man would be one of the perfect interviews that if you want to learn something that actually goes on in prison. Factual things. But before I run the clip and give my commentary on it, I forgot I need to tell you what my actual fears are. Number 1, going to prison. Ending up in prison. Hell, going to jail. That's a huge fear for me. And probably for the most part, it's because I have experience on the other side of it. And it's kind of like motivation for me to not do dumb shit to get locked up. Because that's the last place I want to end up. It's probably the worst place, period, on this planet. Now, the other fear, like I said, it goes hand in hand with going with the first one. My other fear is during my time in prison, being SA'd. Y'all know what that means. It's one things that I could believe that a man could never come back from mentally, especially if he didn't consent to it. Because you got one of the most important things taken from you, robbed. Now, I don't think I need to go in depth any more than I have when it comes to that fear, because I truly believe that y'all are smart enough to use context clues. I know you are. So I'm going to keep it moving. Now, Mr. Ice Gizzle, like I said, obviously has experience, in a prison setting. So let's listen to what Mr. Ice Gizzle has to say about prison grape, prison SA. Now let's go ahead and hit that like and sub button. At the end, if you find the video informal or even entertaining, don't hesitate to share it. Oh yeah, let me get a couple of comments in the comment section too. Now, let's talk about it.
They had to hold his arm up, hold both arms and hold both legs and shit for Jack Black to get up in that nigga and for them to take turns that boy. They all want to partake in the Thanksgiving. Pilgrim, I don't get down like that. He said, you gonna get down like that today? But I was around, it never happened.
Did you ever see a man get violated in there? I mean beat up, but just like a man who, his man.
See that shit every day, man. Yeah.
Now, for some reason, we as men tend to embellish a little bit. For what reason, I don't know. But we always have to make our stories seem so exciting or, I guess, so important that we'll bend the truth a little bit. Because I don't believe that he saw that almost every single day. I don't believe it at all.
Was there ever someone that was close to you that you just felt like bad for? Like, what was it? Was there a situation where someone you knew got violated, or was it just a situation?
No, I ever got close to got violated and shit. But I did feel sorry for a couple of niggas and shit. Hell, I feel sorry for any nigga to get his ass ran up in.
I feel the same way because the thought of that happening, or me witnessing that happening, is traumatizing in itself. Then it's even worse when you imagine yourself going to prison and have to fight a whole bunch of dudes off of you just to keep your virgin whole. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I've never personally, thank you for this, I never personally witnessed an inmate being SA'd. The worst thing I ever saw in my 18 years in correction was one dude giving another dude a shoulder rub, aka massage. Now, to me, that's bad in itself. And I hope I never actually catch man sex. Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? But my thing used to be this. And I stopped feeling sorry for because I seen one play that made me realize you wanted that, man.
And actually, there are many guys in prison that's ready and willing to give it up. And I'm not exaggerating. It'd be the ones that you least expect, that you can never picture them doing anything that could be considered effeminate. And they'll have certain signs that they wear or how they fix their clothes up on themselves that lets everybody know that they're available for sex. I'm gonna give you two of them. One, obviously the sagging of the pants. The second one is when their pockets are turned inside out and hanging like floppy dog ears. Those are the two signs. So, if you ever end up in prison and you see that, just know what time it is. Watch the company you keep. Now let's continue.
You wanted that, man, because how can one take you in the cell, y'all at the door, y'all in there fighting. Next thing you know, it's quiet and shit, and you are taking in the ass.
So Ice Gizzle has a valid point. I always told myself that if any man ever wanted to do that to me or try it with me, before he succeed, he'll be having sex with a corpse. Meaning the only way he'll be able to do it is over my dead body. Let's continue.
When I seen that, I say, ain't no way, no one gonna run up in no cell with you holding and turn around, come out holding this, talking about, I fought to the death.
So as I wrap this up, let me repeat what I stated earlier. Fear can be good or bad. There's such thing as a healthy fear that we should all have. My present day fears: prison, jail, SA in prison or jail. And if you really was trying to protect yourself and prevent SA from happening, you would fight to the death. Because once it happens, well, I can't imagine. Once it happens, there's no taking that back. You're going to view yourself as effeminate, and everybody around you is going to do the same thing. Now, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit that like and sub button. If you found the video informative or maybe even funny, please share. Don't hesitate. The Guardian Foul. Till next time, I'm out.
You know what I mean? It'll be the first and last time a dick be in your mouth.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, shout out to Jack Black. Yeah, damn. Did you ever